You're watching CBS3 Eyewitness News special coverage of the Pope in Philadelphia.
Hi, everybody. I'm Pat Shiraki.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Donovan.
And we are just delighted to be able to bring to you the beginning of our extended coverage of the Pope in Philadelphia.
Amazing scene along the road leading from the Basilica up here into the Art Museum. We're right in the middle of all of it.
Here we have him. He has landed. His plane Shepherd 1 is on the ground at Atlantic Aviation, and the excitement, if it hasn't, reached just an incredible height, yet it is about to. And here he is.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
Isn't that great? Isn't that beautiful?
You can hear the Shanahan Band playing in the background. The Holy Father will enter the vehicle now, and then the Archbishop will be in the minivan behind the papal car and security cars as it heads here to the cathedral. Look at that.
It's fabulous.
Oh,
There's Secret Service walking next to him. You know, he's very excited. You can see he was blessing. There he is, making the sign of the cross, blessing the people who are there to see him.
Here he goes. I told you, the Pope's on the run. Here he goes.
One of these great spontaneous
this
moments.
Is great.
This is fabulous.
This is great.
Oh.
Looks like he's talking to some little boy in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yes, look at Oh, yeah. Give me the tissues again. Well, at this point, we'd like to just take a moment and check in with Walt Hunter, who is at the Basilica. Walt, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can, Jimmy, and this is just the most exciting day you could imagine. Take a look, and you have been taking a listen to the Archdiocesan Children's Choir just when you thought this day couldn't get any more beautiful or exciting. Those beautiful voices lilting among a few thousand people here, waiting at any moment for the Pope to arrive.
And it looks like the Holy Father's car is just about approaching. So again, some preliminary vehicles leading the way.
Unless he stops to say hello to some other folks along, you just never know. He could be doing a random drive-by run to stop at Dunkin' Donuts.
Or Pat's.
Who knows? Exactly.
He could be at
Pat's. Pat's and Geno's. He's deciding which one.
Well, you can hear the crowd just elevate in their level of energy, and they are cheering and cheering. And there is that little Fiat coming up to the steps.
If Fiat sales don't go up after this, I don't know what to tell him.
And there he is, walking into the cathedral. Oh my goodness, look at every camera. The music is rising, the choir, the sound of the choir. Let's just pause for a moment and just absorb this. Let's all share this as if we're right in the room with him.
Well, there you have it, the first event of the Holy Father's trip, and it was the Eucharist that he celebrated. Such a beautiful, beautiful moment in our experience. He did it in Washington, he did it in New York, but he truly saved the best for last here in Philadelphia.
And there he is, taking this moment to bless individuals who are disabled. There are about 15 or 20 individuals in wheelchairs, and the intention was for the Holy Father to be able to see them, bless them, experience them, and for them, more importantly, to experience his touch. And so from the cathedral here, the Holy Father is going to be going to St. Charles Borromeo Seminary, and there is a live picture. And how wonderful, the seminarians poised.
And they are just over the moon about the Pope's arrival.
Oh, indeed they are over the moon.
There was a time when we spoke about John Paul II priests. Well, these are certainly Francis priests, a priest to be.
Now the seminarians are singing to him. But, you do have a lot of people that have to go through these security lines. We're going to check in with Rahel Solomon, our Eyewitness News reporter, and she's going to give us an update on that part of the story. Rahel, how are things going out there as far as security is concerned?
Hi. Hi, Jim. You know, I have to tell you, things are going very smoothly. We've been out here for a couple of hours now, and just behind me is the checkpoint at 15th and Cherry, and security's tight. Yeah, we've seen Secret Service here, we've seen canines, and we want to show you now the line. People here say despite all of that security, the lines today have not been bad.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pat Shiraki along with Jim Donovan, and we are welcoming you to our continuing coverage of the Pope in Philadelphia. You're taking a live look right now to Benjamin Franklin Parkway. This is where we are broadcasting from. So you could say we are in the midst of a miracle happening in Philadelphia.
There's plenty of activity, though, here on Benjamin Franklin Parkway. They're gearing up for the Festival of Families later today and the Pope's Big Mass tomorrow afternoon. That could bring as many as 1 million people into the city.
Okay, we'll see whether that happens, but we do have more coming in every moment. Over at Independence Hall, the stage and the crowd is gathering for what is going to be a centerpiece speech that the Pope is going to be doing on immigration and religious freedom. More than 20,000 ticket holders are going to be there, and they are going to be hearing him. It's going to be a powerful moment again. Our Jan Carabeo is live for us. And Jan, I'm sorry if did I steal a little bit of your story when I was explaining about the lectern?
You know what, it's okay, Pat, because that's a great part of the story. A very fitting area to have the Pope come here and talk about immigration and religious freedom. After all, it is the most famous and most historic square mile in America, after all.
And the faithful are making their way from all parts of the Delaware Valley, including from New Jersey. So we're going to go check in with Cleve Bryant, who's over near the Ben Franklin Bridge. Cleve, how are things going over there?
Jim and Pat, it's been a wonderful day. We're getting the second wave of people. There was a lot this morning, kind of the after breakfast crowd. Now we're seeing the after lunch crowd. You can see many people taking that hike up the Ben Franklin Bridge. There's a sharp incline. It's about 1.5 miles to get over the bridge. A total of about 5 miles from downtown Camden to where the pilgrims want to go.
All right, so our Victoria Woodall has been on the road, I think in her sneaks as opposed to her high heels this time. And she is joining us, I think, from Independence Mall. Tori, tell us what it is that you experienced today.
Can I tell you, I'm actually getting emotional talking to you, Pat, because as a Catholic myself and from Philadelphia, I'm just so honored to be here. And the feeling that this crowd gives you, it touches your heart.
Now, if you're heading down to see the Pope, you'll encounter an enormous law enforcement presence in the Center City area. Not only our local law enforcement, but you've got National Guard members as well.
And Eyewitness News reporter Charlotte Huffman has been navigating those checkpoints. Here's her report.
Where'd you come from?
Houston, Texas.
¿De dónde eres?
De México, Puebla.
Mexico.
We've come from Australia.
From Dover, New Jersey.
All of them with one goal in mind.
Hopefully to take a peek at the Pope.
All right, that's a long way to come from Houston. Think it'll be worth it?
Oh, yeah.
An absolute beautiful evening expected, so let's check out with Justin Drabek live from way above the skyline over there. Justin, what does it look like for tonight?
All right, Jim, actually weather is looking great. We have some good tunes going on there right now and great weather. Here we are 28 floors up from the 17th and Parkway. Logan Square, I mean, it is jam-packed now. Every time I look back down here, there's just more and more people filling in, and why not? We are shaping up to see a nice late afternoon and early evening for the Festival of Families, so that's some great news right there.
What you're hearing behind Jim and me is a sound check, maybe for Aretha Franklin. I don't know. This sounds like it's pretty cool, but it's not Aretha yet.
I was hoping it was my backup band.
And you know what? You're going to need a really big backup band exactly like that.
But right behind us, behind our broadcast booth, our colleague Greg Argos has been waiting in the distance patiently. Greg, how is things going out there?
Well, Jim, Pat, I can tell you the crowds are just exponentially growing every single minute. It seems like more and more people all around the world, all around the country here. In fact, you have Ecuador right here. We have folks from Puerto Rico right here, correct? Folks from Mexico right here, and then we have our friends from Wisconsin. And you guys drove here. Tell me about that drive, about wanting to be here for Pope Francis.
Look who joined us.
Look.
Jessica Dean, Yuki Washington. You know, this is an Eyewitness News team family, and so here we are.
That's the
exactly.
Key word. You are doing a wonderful job. Wonderful job today.
in here and out in the field. It's just been an amazing event since El Papa landed at, 9:42 this morning. It has been just amazing and moving, moving. It's been amazing.
Yeah, and you have a great opportunity to be able to present to everyone at home tonight this Festival of Families.
We cannot wait. And, we were out here last night. You were with me. And we heard sound checks, and we saw them working on the stage. And I think it's going to be just an incredible night to be here. The lineup that they have is outstanding. And I think it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for so many people. And the crowd, you guys. I know you've been seeing it on TV, but wait until you get out there and see. Can't wait. It's incredible.
Speaking of the crowd, we heard them singing along with Sister Sledge. They were doing a mic check for We Are Family, and that's what it's all about, family. Everyone was clapping their hands and feeling the energy.
Yeah, that's great.
Welcome back to CBS3's continuing coverage of the papal visit here to Philadelphia. You're looking live right now at Independence Mall, where you can see so many people gathered there to see the Pope, who will arrive, let's see, in roughly 40 minutes or so. We're hoping to see him there. The crowd, of course, looking forward to that, and also his remarks on immigration and religious freedom. So still a lot more to come from Pope Francis today.
Definitely. Families are here. Families are here to meet and share thoughts of dialogue and prayers, all in an effort to grow as a family unit and be better people. That's what it's all about right now. And a lot of those people right now are at Independence Mall waiting for the Pope to arrive there not too long from now. And so is our Mike DiNardo from our sister station, KYW News Radio, with What's Up Now. Mike?
Good afternoon, Yuki. You can divide those people into two groups. The people who are waiting for Pope Francis's address on religious freedom and immigration, and those who just want a glimpse of the Holy Father. And I am with many of them. There are thousands of folks lining the 5th Street, lining Market Street, Chestnut Street, the area around Independence Mall. They are hoping that the Pope Mobile will come by and they can get a glimpse of the Holy Father.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Yuki Washington, along with Jessica Dean. You are watching our live continuing coverage of the Pope in Philadelphia. You are looking live right now at the crowds packing to Ben Franklin Parkway for the Festival of Families. The Pope is expected here in just a few hours. During his short role to date as leader of the Catholic Church, his foundation is based on simplicity, kindness, and love. And we are seeing that here, no doubt, and this weekend here in Philadelphia.
That's right. The feeling is all over, isn't it? Our David Spunt is live on the Parkway with more from all the people that are out there gathered to see Pope Francis and take part in all the festivities. David?
Hey, Jessica and Yuki, it is a beautiful day outside. There is a lot of just positive energy out here. People so excited. We are on the Parkway right now, just a couple of blocks away from you are, overlooking Aikens Oval. But I have to tell you, a lot of folks here are so surprised at how close they're going to be to Pope Francis. He's going to actually come down this road where you're seeing right now in the Pope Mobile.
You are looking live right now. Rahel Solomon is in Lower Merion. As we mentioned earlier, the Pope is on the move, leaving St. Charles Borromeo Seminary, and he is headed towards Center City right now. Rahel?
Yuki, good afternoon. Yeah, it looks like he is making his way down City Avenue. Right now we're at 54th Street, and we are just now starting to see our first glimpses of the motorcade. I can tell you it is absolutely electric out here. You may have heard some of the folks who've been waiting. They've been screaming. They are just so excited to get a glimpse of Pope Francis, the Pope of the people. It looks like he's going to be making his way down City Line Avenue. I'm told City from Belmont to Lancaster are closed so the Pope can make his way down the road. And some of the people that I've been talking to out here, they are just in amazement. Some people just telling me that they just cannot believe this is happening, that this is just incredible. And there you have it, Pope Francis driving by us as we speak in his Fiat, in the Pope Mobile, and you can just hear the screams of excitement as people have watched Pope Francis travel down City Line Avenue in Philadelphia, just beside St. Joseph's University. It is absolutely a historic moment for this city, for the people of this city, for Catholics, non-Catholics. Everyone is just so, so excited.
This is awesome! Yeah, I'm proud to be Catholic.
Proud to be a
neighborhood. I'm a neighborhood, but I saw him coming up, and now I see him going down.
You're from this neighborhood. Did you ever think you'd see a Pope driving through your neighborhood?
Not on 54th Street, no. I was shocked.
It shows his humbleness that he slowed down to still say it by everybody. He's a good man. That's right. Yeah, I like that the most.
That's awesome. I came all the way from Lebanon to see that.
You came from Lebanon to Philadelphia to see the Pope?
Yeah.
And really coming to a place, Philadelphia, that is a melting pot.
No
There's
doubt.
so many races, religions, types of people. They come here. It is the city of brotherly love, and there he is right there, the selfie Pope. You see him waving to the crowd. Everybody's got their phones out there. He's in the Pope Mobile, which we have seen throughout his journey here in the U.S. That's specially made for him. You notice that the front part, of course, is enclosed, but it is open on both sides, and he's very adamant about being as open as possible, much to the consternation of security.
Sure.
He likes to be out in the open with the people, and you can see why.
Yuki and Jessica, I got to tell you, it was quite a scene here to see this live and to see and hear Pope Francis address this adoring crowd here and on these historic grounds in front of Independence Mall. And you know, as we take a look at the crowd here as they begin to disperse, I couldn't help but think about what this location really means, about the birthplace not only of our country but really the modern democracy around the world. And I think Pope Francis during his speech here today sort of reminded all of us of really that this location, Independence Hall, Independence Mall, the Liberty Bell, is really a beacon to the rest of the world.
But I'll tell you what, I don't think you could ask for better weather here today. Yeah, it's been a little breezy, but it's cool, it's comfortable for people that are out having to walk, for people that are lined up in the long lines at the security checkpoints. It's not too hot, it's not too steamy, and it's rain-free and looks to stay that way for the majority of the weekend. So things definitely worked out in our favor, and maybe we can thank Pope Francis for that.
We're here along the Ben Franklin Parkway, which literally has turned into a sea of people. Folks from all over the country, all over the world gathered here to see his Holy Father. And many folks wearing t-shirts, colorful t-shirts in some instances, but then you spot these two right here, wearing your wedding gown, wearing your suit, newlyweds. Good afternoon. Talk to us about why you are here right now.
Sure, we're here because we like to meet Pope Francis. In Rome, there's a tradition where newlyweds can come in their wedding attire and they get to meet the Pope. So we were hoping that we'd be able to do that here in Philadelphia.
Watch this. Here's the motorcade. People, we can hear the cheers behind us. We know exactly what's happening. Here they come, going down the parkway. Do you hear the crowd? And he is in the Pope Mobile. I see him right behind us. You're going to see, oh, there he is, right there. In the specially built Pope Mobile, just for Pope Francis, right there. People scrambling to get to the barriers. They've set up barriers along the parkway, so you have to go right up to them to be able to see him. So they've been lining that all day long. That's what you've been seeing, and there he is.
Personally, this is the first time I've seen the Pope Mobile at night, and you see the lights in the car illuminating the Pope, and now here we go.
People have planned months and months and months for this with heavy anticipation.
Our city's on the world stage right now, and it's shining. It is shining so brightly right now, everywhere.
And people just want to come hear what he has to say, and they want to see him in person. And it is remarkable that, you know, it doesn't even matter if they don't speak Spanish or Italian. He speaks English, but that's not his preferred language. But, you know, he welcomes everyone. And so many people that we talked to that day were just so excited to be there. And it's the same feeling here in Philadelphia. Wow.
Brought me to tears.
That was remarkable.
I remember the Keystone State Boys Choir, one of the outstanding boys choirs here in our area. And now he's getting a chance to meet Pope Francis. On our schedule, it was to be announced, and that was such a pleasant surprise. Thank you so much. Did you hear? Yeah.
Oh.
Such a pleasant
What a
surprise.
talent. Oh, yeah, he's getting a big
that's
applause.
fantastic. That's fantastic. The Philadelphia Orchestra, world-renowned, under the direction of Maestro Yannick Nesesega. The music has been wonderful this evening. And speaking of music,
And
We have a
speaking of
special,
wonderful.
we have a guest. We have a very special guest with us right now. Bobby, say hi.
Hi. Do you
My
guys
man.
recognize Bobby Hill right here? I think you just became a superstar a few minutes ago when you sang.
Maybe.
Oh, yes, you have, young man.
Here he is. Oh, listen to the applause. Let's kind of absorb this for a moment here. You're just seeing the Holy Father with, you're seeing the Holy Father, greet the bishops and the archbishops, and having a moment with these men. And I take note of that because it is an awful lot of men. There are very few religious women who are in that group. I'm not sure. You see some secular women there, but
primarily
the
bishops.
Women,
300 bishops
300?
at the yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, we just got some great news, Jim. Tell us about that.
President Obama has lent his helicopter to Pope Francis for use. Boy, imagine that when you were a kid, like taking your parents' car keys for a ride. Okay, here's the president handing over. At this point, the Pope is making his way on Marine One to the correctional facility. Our coverage of the Pope's final day in Philadelphia continues. The Parkway is filling up, starting to fill up in preparation for today's papal mass. We'll have much more on that. The final day in Philadelphia coming up.
We're going to go now to Kern-Fromhold Prison, where we have the Holy Father arriving to meet the inmates. Let's listen.
Many of our state legislators, members of city council, other justice officials, and
I'd imagine some of these who had the opportunity to work on that chair. They were very excited about that chance, and they said even if they didn't get a chance to meet him, it still was a wonderful gift to be able to give, and great work to be able to share. And they do terrific work at the correctional facility at the industrial center there. And we see some of the work that was in progress, and that is that is the Holy Father's
The papal seal?
crest, the seal, his personal seal. And so, you ask the question, why is it that he's doing this? And this is where it comes from. It comes from this passage from Matthew. And it says, "Then the king will say to those on his right hand, 'Come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink.'"
The weather is holding out. Everything is comfortable. Everybody is being very kind to each other. So I think this city is taking something really good from having all these visitors here. But I'll send it back to you guys for right now.
Well, we need to do a shout out to the police department and the streets department. Obviously, they're doing an amazing job. It was like a street festival yesterday, so this is day 2 of the street festival.
Exactly right. And so they really wanted to call it the festival grounds, the Francis Festival Grounds, and that is in fact what it is, as opposed to the traffic boxes, which is the way that they had termed it initially.
Exactly.
Okay, so Francis Festival, and we are in Francisville as Archbishop Charles Chaput named Philadelphia yesterday.
Joining us now on the phone, we've got the mayor of Philadelphia, Mayor Michael Nutter. Mayor, how are things going for this wrap-up of the World Meeting of Families and the papal visit?
Spectacular success. Coincidentally, I'm just coming from the prison, and I can actually see the helicopter that Pope Francis is in right now, taking him back to the seminary. It's just a coincidence. We're riding down the road. I can see it. But in any event, the visit to the Kern-Fromhold facility was very powerful, very spiritual. The inmates clearly were very, very appreciative.
Pat and Jim, good afternoon. Oh my goodness, what a transformation. Last night, this area was packed here in the Parkway for the Festival of Families, and now it's packed for a whole other celebration as Pope Francis comes here at 4 p.m. to celebrate Mass. And we've seen so many people trickling in over here. It started a couple of hours ago, and now it's just filling in. All these folks coming in, finding their seat, a lot of them bringing some lunch with them, some sandwiches, some water, knowing they'll be here for a few hours. But oh, talk about being well worth the wait.
But here he comes, and people so very excited to see him. And this, of course, in the daylight hours. Last night was nightfall. It was beautiful, but this really allows everybody.
Indeed.
And he's already begun greeting people.
And doing what he does best. Father Janicki joins us now.
Yes.
You've heard him on our air. Father, how are you? So nice to see you.
Well, thank you.
When you see this, what goes through your mind to see the effect, the Francis effect, if you will, on the masses, on the people?
As I've been observing this, the one thing that I'll tell you that the experience is so affirming. The word that comes to mind when I see Francis and the way that he interacts with people and their response to him, just a very big source of affirmation.
And so what we are seeing here are 4 families who have been selected from different parishes in the Archdiocese, and they are making the presentation.
That's right. We've got Yao Dewanjo Kojavi, Nadu Nuna Lawson, and Aurelia Faith Kojavi. Then we have Harry Gastitanto, Sylvie Ulisiari, Harvey Harrison Chen, and Harold Harrison Chen.
And so the next family is a family I actually had the opportunity to meet, and that is the Yizzi family. Robert Yizzi, his wife Lisa, their older daughter Megan, their son Michael, and young Kelly Ann, who is about 9 years old, and just thrilled to be able to participate in this. And also Lisa's mother, Claire Foy, who was so joyous and so excited about this opportunity. And we should be seeing that family coming forward.
And we understand Steve is standing by, our good friend Steve Patterson, who has been stationed at the airport at Atlantic Aviation. Steve, quite a moment, huh?
Quite a moment. We are now hearing the engines engaging on board Shepherd 1. Amazing to see the whole delegation come together to say thank you to the Pope. And obviously we want to say thank you for the memories, for the unbelievable sights and sounds that he gave us while he was here. And the lasting one that we will now see is him boarding Shepherd 1 and getting ready to take off.
He takes it back because he has a lot of work to do. And it seems that he has given us a lot of work to do as well.
Right. Shepherd 1 has left the ground and is in the air.
His final public words: I will pray for you and your families, and I ask you, please, to pray for me. May God bless you all. May God bless America.
Thank you for being along for the ride as well. We've been here now in continuous coverage for 2 days since the Pope landed at 9:42 yesterday morning, and we've been here with you, and it has been our pleasure, and we're so glad that you come along for the ride as well.
If you missed any of it at all, we want to take a look back. A look back right now, and here's that report.
Here he is.
Saturday, Pope Francis emerged from Shepherd 1 and received a rock star welcome. He stopped his motorcade and stepped out of a modest Fiat to bless a 10-year-old boy with cerebral palsy.
The fact that the Pope kissed him on the head and blessed him is something that I would have never imagined possible for any of my children, and so I feel very fortunate and blessed that that happened.
Later that morning, thousands lined the streets around the Cathedral Basilica of St. Peter and Paul, roaring as the Holy Father waved and beamed with joy. In his homily, Pope Francis praised the committed Catholics of Philadelphia and challenged them to harness the energy of the young, the laity, and women in service to God.
Every Christian man and woman, by virtue of baptism, has received a mission.
After Mass, he passed through the side chapel where he blessed sick and disabled children hungry for hope. We want to show you something that, once again, Pope Francis.
Yes.
Pope Francis spoke to the inmates, once again, as Jessica started to say not too long ago, at the Curran Fromhold Correctional Center this morning. And we had it definitely covered for you all the way around. We snapped some behind-the-scenes pictures just to give you a sense of the teamwork that it took to bring it all together. CBS3 had the only live television cameras inside, sending the Pope's historic speech around the nation and around the world. And we thank you all. Mike Tyver, everyone, all of our crews.
And
it's a beautiful thing.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm Pat Shiraki.
I'm Jessica Dean.
I'm Yuki Washington. Thank you so much, family. Take care, and God bless America.